From a super dangerous skyscraper in London that looks like a walkie-talkie to a Japanese tower that resembles a rocket launch pad. In today's video, we're taking you on a tour of the weirdest and funniest skyscrapers in the world. Standing at 1,000 feet or 305 meters tall, the Tulip Tower in London is going to be as tall as the 157 building in Manhattan and promises to become the second tallest skyscraper on London's skyline. However, height is the only thing these two skyscrapers will have in common. The Tulip will feature a weird floral shape that will certainly turn people's heads towards it from pure curiosity. The architecture company behind the project, Fosters and Partners, plans to launch a classroom in the sky for London school children, and even wanted to build a gondola ride that will take visitors on an 8-minute loop around the skyscraper. They said it was intended to complement their other tower, the Gherkin, which also features a somewhat controversial design. But London's mayor, Sadiq Khan, apparently doesn't like this idea at all, saying that it would cause irreversible harm to the city's skyline because it's essentially a tall shaft with a bulge on top. He also mentioned his plans to fight against its construction. What do you think about the Tulip Tower? Do you like the design? The next mysterious tower on our list is located just half a mile from the magnificent Tulip Tower. Taking its name from its address, 20 Fenchurch Street is yet another weird-designed skyscraper that dominates London's skyline. If you stop and take a closer look, it's not hard to guess where its nickname Walkie-Talkie comes from. Measuring 160 meters and featuring 37 floors, this skyscraper was in 2015 named the ugliest new building in the UK. Its designer, Raphael Vignoli, must be proud to receive such a prize. However, apart from 20 Fenchurch Street's aesthetic side, the tower's design also caused a serious and expensive problem. Similar to many other skyscrapers, the walkie-talkie has a large glass front that reflects the sunbeams. However, due to its design, which is slightly curved inwards, walkie-talkie concentrates sunlight on the street and the buildings on the opposite side of the street. In the summer, this meant that the reflected sun rays were 6 times stronger compared to the sun shining directly on the street. With temperatures reaching as high as 117 degrees Celsius, the heat melted cars parked on the street and caused cracks on the sidewalk. In a Sky News video, a reporter managed to fry an egg on that same street just with the heat bounced from the building, which earned walkie-talkie yet another nickname, the FRYSCRAPER. In the end, a sunshade was installed on the south side of the tower, which ultimately fixed the problem. With a budget of $50 million, the architectural firm Pinzón Lozano y Asociados designed a 52-story skyscraper with a twisted design in Panama's Panama City called FNF Tower, also known as the Revolution Tower. This impressive skyscraper resembles a helix, as every floor is rotated by 5.9 degrees, slowly progressing to the top where it ends its 360-degree angle rotation and reaches a height of 243 meters or 796 feet. Thanks to that, the FNF Tower offers 4 balconies on every level, and it quickly became one of the most sought-after attractions in the capital of Panama. As we take a plane from Panama City to Japan's Osaka, you'll quickly notice this city with 2.6 million residents is literally stuffed with rather regular-looking skyscrapers. If a skyscraper was ever regular, there is one specific building, however, for the sake of which we're here today. It's this Umeda sky building. With 173 meters, by any means not one of the tallest skyscrapers in Osaka, taking a mere 20th place in the charts. The reason it turns people's heads, though, is that this skyscraper is actually made out of 2 towers, connected on the top by a floating garden observatory, weirdly resembling a rocket launch pad. To me, it looks like there's just a rocket missing right in the middle of the structure. Umeda Sky Building is home to offices of prominent companies, such as the automaker Mazda or pharma company AstraZeneca, as well as a seat of the German Consulate General. When it comes to skyscrapers in China, the competition is super fierce, and therefore developers and architects always have to go one step further if they want to stand out from the crowd. And Liebian skyscraper is a perfect example of that, featuring one of the tallest artificial waterfalls and certainly the highest on any building. The Liebian International Building in Guiyang, China, is nothing if not attention-grabbing. Running on the side of this 121-meter-tall skyscraper, the water doesn't come from a drinkable source. Come on, this is China! No waste. Indeed, a blend of recycled tap water and rainwater is used. However, it isn't turned on non-stop. To this day, the residents have had the chance to see it in action only a few times, since an hour of operation reportedly costs them about $118. The skyscraper has so far seen mixed reactions, with some people finding it a creative addition to the city, while others think it's unnecessary and a waste of space. In the Pearl of the Orient, Hong Kong, sits yet another odd skyscraper called Lippo Center, often named the koala tree. It's earned its nickname thanks to a special exterior feature, the C-shaped clusters of windows that stand out of the glass facade and resemble koalas clinging to a trunk. This cute yet funny design is carried out around both of the towers, but some local consultants have claimed that it's a source of bad feng shui. Before we head to Singapore to show you the last weird skyscraper on our list, we have to make one last stop in China's Macau City. Topping out at 261 meters or 856 feet, Grand Lisboa, designed by architects Dennis Lau and Ng Chanman, is the tallest building in Macau, and thanks to its lotus flower design, it's undoubtedly the most distinctive building of the city's skyline, if not in the world. The lotus flower design was not a spontaneous idea, as the lotus is the symbol of the Macau region, and if you look at the skyscraper from one of the city's streets, it actually looks a bit like a scene from the movie Inception. Inside, Grand Lisboa Hotel features 430 luxurious hotel rooms and suites, while the casino boasts 800 gaming tables and almost 1,000 slot machines. The whole construction cost $3 billion, and some exterior parts of the hotel have been reportedly fitted with 24-karat gold-coated glass, which makes the skyscraper shine like gold all around the place when the sun hits it at the right angle. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. What you're looking at is the Marina Bay Sands, standing at 200 meters or 656 feet. Opened in 2010, the construction of this complex cost much more than the original estimates, so much so that its final price of just under $6.9 billion made it one of the most expensive casinos in the world. Located on Bayfront Avenue in the downtown core, Singapore, this skyscraper actually consists of 3 separate towers, while on its top sits a 1,120-foot sky park with a capacity for 3,902 people that resembles a large boat. For some time, this place was home to the highest infinity pool in the world, but to this day only preserved the title of the longest elevated pool. The man behind Marina Bay Sands' creative design is Moshe Safdie, who says he was inspired by the card decks. Being the biggest hotel in Singapore, it boasts almost 2,600 hotel rooms, celebrity chef restaurants, theaters, malls, and a museum. Not to mention the world's biggest atrium casino with 500 tables and 1,600 slot machines. Next to the skyscraper are located 2 crystal pavilions, one of which is home to the Apple Store, and the second one houses the world's largest Louis Vuitton store. Which of these designs did you find the weirdest, and which one did you like the most? Let us know in the comments and join us on our future journeys by subscribing to Estate Central.